Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Good. I decided your exam date. Your exam will be 28 of this month. So today is 10. Next week, Tuesday, there is no class. We are going to meet 16, 17, 2 days. And then the next week also, there is no class on Monday. And Friday is a Monday schedule. So you're going to meet only Tuesday and Thursday. So you have 4 classes, and then you have your exam. When you come back from 24, our exam will be on 28, Tuesday. Okay? And we finish 1.6, 1.7, 1.5, and we are starting 1.8. Most likely we'll be able to finish it in 2 lectures. I hope so. And then we have 2 more lectures. One lecture will be a new chapter, and another lecture, probably you're going to do a little review if you have any question. If not, then you're going to do more new lectures, but they will not be in the exam. Okay? Hayden, how come you look so crazy? Huh? Oh, wow. Yeah. Here is like. Okay, 1.8. We are coming to do real life scenarios. So previously in 1.2 or some section, we talked about revenue, cost, profit. Do you remember, guys, all those concepts? Yeah. Cost, revenue, profit, and what's the other one? Break even. We are going to do very similar things, but with new stuff, with new information. The first information is about supply function. So let's say you are a producer, you produce things. After you produce things, you supply them to stores to sell. So what is your point of view? How do you work? How do you know how many quantity of the product you have to produce? So it's the first scenario is producer's point of view, supply. How many quantity they need to supply. So supply function. As price increases, producer are willing to provide more of the items, right? If you know your item going to sell with more money, you are very willing to buy, you're very willing to produce more items. The more you're going to produce, the more they will sell, the more money you get. So more selling, more price means more production. On the other hand, if you know the price is low, that means you don't want to produce more items. Price is low, so you just want to buy or produce bare minimum. Because what's the point? You're not going to gain any profit. So why don't you waste your time? For example, me, when I know my student going to pay me $50 per hour, I'm very willing to teach them. Yeah, $50 per hour, good. But if anyone asks me, hi, can you teach me $10 per hour? I'm like, no, I don't have time. Why? Because I'm not willing to spend my time on $10 only. Right? Less money, my supply is less. My supply is low. If you give me more money, I'm going to give you more supply. That's the reality. So more money, more supply, less money, less supply. So supply is a function in terms of price, or many people like to believe price is a function of item, supply, okay? So price and supply, they go hand in hand. Some people believe supply is independent. Some people say no, price is independent. So depending on what is your point of view, you write the function differently. For example, if X is the number of units you produce and P is the price per unit, you may say X is S of P. S means supply. So number of quantity is a function of price. This is what it means. Number of quantity is a supply function of price. But if you're the other person who believes the price is independent and your supply is dependent, then you say, well, price is a function of items. Okay, so here your items is independent and price is dependent. Means the more supply you do, depending on your supply, you get your money. And they're saying, no. Depending on money, I'm going to create my supply. So it depends on what is your point of view. But the main idea, the more money you have, the more supply you have. So usually supply is represented by quantity, which is X. And we know we want to draw X on the X-axis. That's common sense. Drawing X on the X-axis and X is the quantity. That means our Y, or in this case, the price, has to go on the Y-axis. Okay, this is the normal way, the traditional way. Supply goes on the X-axis, money or the price goes on the Y-axis. Yes, you can change them. The price goes here and the quantity goes here. It's also possible. But the traditional way of believing is that price is a function of quantity, not the other way around. How do you even say that? It says that the amount supplied is a function of price. So amount of supply is a function of price. Means P is independent and X is dependent. So for your case, for this case, you can write P is here and X is there. It looks weird because that's supposed to be on the X-axis. But this is not bad. It doesn't matter which model you think you follow, the results are same. It's an increasing function. When the price is more, your supply is more. Or when you have a good supply, you get more money. Okay. So it's an increasing function. And since number of quantity and the money, they both have to be positive, you can never have negative supply or negative money. So this function strictly lies in the first quadrant. It cannot go down below first quadrant or on the second quadrant or the fourth quadrant. It's strictly restricted to the first quadrant because your supply and money, the both are positive in real life. Any question? So typically how we write the supply equation is P means price equals MX plus peanut. Peanut. This is called peanuts. The zero is called nut. Okay, peanut. So this peanut represents the minimum amount of money you can gain by producing supply. Okay. And this price, this P is the total price. How much price you get when you produce X item. This M is the slope. So total money is how many items you produce, what's their selling price for per unit, and plus minimum amount of money you can gain. This is how I normally write the supply function. So it's like Y equals MX plus B. That B is a Y-intercept, means when you get the smallest amount of money for your supply. Question from the homework. Suppose the price and supply of the watch are related by the following equation. P equals S of Q. Q is the quantity. So price equals number of quantity you have. And here this is denoted by 1.25 Q. Means if you produce 1 watt, you get $1.25. This is $1, yeah. So for 1 watt, it's $1.25. If you produce 2 watts, it's 2 times $1.25. If you produce 10 watts, it's 10 times $1.25. So this P is the price, and this is 1.25 per watt, while Q is number of watts you are going to produce. The first question, it says, find the quantity supplied at a price of $0. So the equation they gave us is P equals 1.25 Q, and they are telling us how many watts you can produce with $0. Are you willing to produce any watt for nothing, for free? So in reality, we know the answer should be 0. But it doesn't make sense. But if you want to use the formula, what is given here, this $0? It is the P or the Q? P. So P is 0. Johnny, put your phone there. If you use 1 more time, I'm going to take it and put it there. That will not work today. It worked yesterday, but no more today. So 1.25 Q. And if you're solving for Q, you just need to divide both sides by 1.25. And as we expected, no one wants to produce anything for $0, for free. Like me, can you please tutor me? No way. Like, if you don't pay me good, why should I waste my time to tutor you? Okay. Same scenario here. If you don't pay a good money, why should they produce anything? The next one, find the quantity supplied at a price of $20. Now someone is telling you, hey, I'm going to give you $20. How many watts you can produce for me? So P equals 1.25 Q. What is given here, the P or the Q? P. So this P is $20, which is good. They are going to pay us $20. So how many watts you are going to produce for them? 16? So we divide both sides by 16. Divide by, no, what I'm doing? Divide both sides by 1.25. 1.25, they cancel out. Let's see. Are you sure this is 16? 16? Oh, it is in hundreds. Here is the quantity supply in hundreds. So you're going to produce 16 of them, but in hundreds. So how many total? 1,600 of 1,600. So 1,600 watts. Yeah, they're very, very cheap. It probably is coming from China. Did you see? The Chinese product, they used to be low in price, but now the shipping is too high. It sucks. I used to love Temu. In Temu, when they first started selling, all the prices are like 1 cent, 2 cents, 5 cents, $1, $2. Like, cool, they're really good, and they actually give good product. I used to buy a lot of things from them because it was cheaper. And now Trump did what? Tariff, right? For $1, you're going to give them $3. And now they're charging us more. So I was like, no more Temu. I hate that. I used to love Temu. First, I used to love eBay. Most of the products in eBay come from China. It was cheaper. But now Temu beat eBay, and now Temu is bad. It's not their fault, I understand. Like, if you're giving so much money in tariff, like this one, if you're giving me less money, why are you going to produce more items? So that's Trump's fault, not Timu's fault. The next one, when the price of gold is $4.10, $4.10 per bowl. It supplies 52 bowls. So when you have 52 bowls, no, the way they're saying that price is independent. So $4.10, when it's per bowl, then they are willing to produce 52 bowls. If the price drops, that price drops now to $3.85 per bowl. As a result, the supplier got discouraged, and now they're not going to produce more, they are going to produce less bowl. Because the price dropped, why should they waste their time producing more items? So they produce less items. Now this scenario is a linear function. They are asking us to write an equation S of P equals something P plus something. So it's like Y equals MX plus B. So find out what is your M and what is your B. Okay, this is what they want us to write. Find what is your slope and what is your y-intercept. Linear means y equals mx plus b. So what is your idea? What do you do? We did very similar example in 1.2 section. Slope formula. So what's the slope formula? Y2.
Y2 minus, and then over x2 minus
x2 minus x1. So here this P represents price. So price is independent. So price is X. So what is price? This one. Price is X and bowl is the Y. So what minus what goes on the numerator? $52 minus 48 divided by $4.10 minus $3.85. Probably it's, so what do you have? 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, $4 on the top. And do you know how to subtract decimal? If you don't, let me refresh your memory. You have $4.10 and you're subtracting $3.80. Come on. Start. So you have, okay, let me save, go out, refresh, and then start again. Okay. So $4.10 and you're subtracting $3.85. It's just like normal subtraction. 0 minus 5 doesn't happen. So we bring 1, we get 10. As a result, the 1 becomes 0. So now 10 minus 5 is 5. But now we cannot do 0 minus 8. So you go to 4 and brings 10. And now 4 becomes 3. So you borrow 1 from the left, but the left doesn't give us only 1, it gives us 10 in result. So you get 10 from 8, which is 2, and you have 3 minus 3 is 0, which is 0.25. So this is 0.25. Now you may think, oh, how can you do this without calculator? Well, you actually don't need calculator because 4 divided by 0.25 means 4 divided by 1/4. 0.25 is 25%. Sorry, 0.25 means 25%, right? And how do you get 25%? It's 1/4. 1/4 is 25%. So this 124.24, 0.25 is 1/4. So you do keep, change, flip. So 4 times 4/1, which is 16. So this is actually 16. You don't need calculator. Probably that's why they have it in the non-calculator portion as exam. So we found our M, but now we need to find B. Do you remember how do you find B? Or at least if you know your M, what do you do next? Huh? Y minus y1 slope x minus x1. Do you remember this? So we have y minus, which one looks better? This one. So y minus y1 is 52. Our slope is 16. X minus 4.10. So when this is x, this is our y. So y minus y1, 16x minus 10. So we get y minus 52. You distribute. You get 16x. Probably this is a calculator question because I'm too tired of doing all this math. We have 16 times 4.10. So basically 4.1. The 0 after the decimal doesn't count if it doesn't have any number. So 1 times 16 is 16. You have a placeholder. 4 times 16 is 64. So you have 6, 5, 6. And you put the decimal after one place. So it's 65.6. And if you want, you can put back your 0. Even though you didn't use it, but since you're working with money, so there is no harm having 2 places. Lastly, we add the 52. So we get y equals 16x, so 52. Since it's a subtraction, do you add or do you subtract? We have negative 65 but positive 52. Do we add these two numbers or do we subtract them? Subtract them. And we keep the sign from the bigger number. Our bigger number, 65, has a negative sign. And we actually subtract here. 5 minus 2 is 3. 6 minus 5 is 1. And we have nothing here, so we put decimal 0. So we have 0.6. So this is 13.6. But they are saying, hey, write the equation in this format, here. No x, no y. These variables only. That means we write S of P equals 16P minus 13.6. Did I do something wrong? Yay, I got it. Besides the math, this math, was there anything confusing about the process, the steps? All right. So here our only issue is the math portion, to the calculation. I think it was in the non-calculator portion. So it was really in the non-calculator portion. You guys really have to know how to multiply, divide, add, subtract your decimal. So to refresh your memory about that. What are you doing? One more time phone. Remember I said, if I see one more time your phone, I'm going to take it here. Really, this is a non-calculator question. You're not allowed to use calculator. Okay, so now we know how a producer thinks, when he produce more, when he produce less. And now it's our point of view. If you are the buyer, then how do you feel? So buyer gets the demand. There is also a relationship like the supply one. There is also a relationship between the amount that can be sold and the unit price. This relationship is called the demand equation. From P of X equals P, when you solve for X in terms of P, that we get X equals P of P. So this P means function of P, okay? And this P is the price. Big P means function, small P means, I should write this down. So this represent price. This represent quantity, and the big P represents function. The function of quantity is price. If you solve for P, you get quantity is function of price. So this is called the price function. So the price function equals number of quantity. When solve for P in terms of X and written in this form. So instead of P, like P looks weird, right? P of P, P of P, P. So this sounds weird, this looks weird. So we change P into D and we call this function demand function. Okay? So demand is a function. Its independent variable is the quantity, dependent variable is the price. Or other way around. So as price increases, consumers like us are willing to buy less, right? If you see your notebook is $10, definitely don't want to buy any, right? Who would like to buy $10 notebook when you can buy $1 notebook in the dollar store, right? This is the reality. When the price is high, we don't want to buy anything. We don't want to waste our money. So when price increases, our demand goes down. More price, less willing to buy things. But when you see less price, like items on sale, when you see anything on sale, even if you don't need it, you still want to buy it. This is the reality. Did you notice that? Did you feel that inside you? Even if you don't need anything, but you still end up buying things when the price is low. I buy so many useless things, like so many of them, I never use them in my entire life. And then they get bad and then I just throw them out. Why did I even buy that? Because the price is low. That's the trick. The price was low, so I had to buy it. So the same scenario, if you're normal, you're going to face the same scenario. If you're not normal, then I don't know what is your case. But normal people think this way. They think when the price is low, we have to buy it. So our demand goes high. So if X is the number of quantity in demand and price, P is the price per quantity, then price is a function of your quantity. The graph of the demand function is decreasing because think about this, X and P. P means demand, you demand. When you have high price, you're going to buy less of them. For high price, you're going to buy less of them. But when you have low price, you want to buy more of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If it's $10, you want to buy only one item. But if it's $1, then definitely you'd like to buy 10 of them, even though you don't need 10 of them, but you want to spend $10 on it because you get more items. So this function is a decreasing function. The more price, the low demand. The high price, the more price, the low demand. The low price, high demand. So demand and price, they have negative relationship. On the other hand, supply and price, they have positive relationship. When the price is high, supplier want to produce more. But when the price is high, buyer like us, we want to buy less. So our demand is less. So they are opposite function. One is increasing, one is decreasing. So in anywhere, if you see two functions, One is going up and one is going down, and they didn't mention anything which one is what. Always remember, your supply will be the increasing function and your demand will be the decreasing function. That's the reality. Supply is the increasing and demand is the decreasing function. Demand always goes down and supply always goes up. And in the graph, if we extend the two functions and somewhere they meet, where the demand and supply are equal, we have a word, it's called market equilibrium. Okay, just like break-even point. At the break-even point, the revenue and cost are same. Same thing in the market equilibrium, the supply and the demand, they get the same amount. Same price, same amount. Supply and demand. Any question? Usually supply and demand, they're linear and always increasing, decreasing. The different scenarios, I never seen them, or I didn't read about them. But I don't know everything, so they may exist. Now one equation. So not equation, question. Wow, it's a long one. When the price of ball is $2.50 per ball, the demand is 300 ball. If the price goes up by 80 cents, so the price per ball is $2.50. And now the store wants to increase the price 80 cents per ball. So if you increase the price 80 cents per ball, now demands decrease by 40 balls. SM is a linear relationship. Find the equation for this demand function. So same scenario, X is the number of quantity. So we know it's Y equals MX plus B. But here they're saying to use their individual variable. So they want us to write P of X equals something X plus something. This is what they want us to do. Instead of Y, write P of X. And X is same here. Oh, no. While P is the price and X, right. So this P of X, you can also use P here. Small p. How do you write small p? Okay, this is my small p. Small p is the price, and P of X, price and P of X the same thing, equals something X plus something. So you need to find the x-intercept and the slope. So let's see. When the price is $2.50 per ball, we have 300 balls. Now the price is going up by 80 cents. So then how much is per ball now? If you increase your 80 cents per ball, how much? Say it louder, I couldn't hear you. Right now, the price is $2.50 per ball, but the store increased the price 80 cents more. So now what's the price for the ball? $3.30. As a result, you're buying 40, right? 40 less balls. So how many balls you're going to buy with $3.30? Huh? 260, 40 less. So 260 of them. In reality, we didn't have to do that because at the end, we got the same thing. This is the slope. These two will give us the slope. But if you don't understand, no problem. Get the price for the ball and you demand, and then find the slope using the formula. So in here, X, this is X, number of quantity, And this is our YP. So slope y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what minus what? 260 minus 300. $3.30 minus $2.50. When you do the math, this is 40. It's a negative. And this should be 80 cents. Again, if you have no idea how to subtract, you have $3.30 and you have $2.50. 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 5 you cannot do. So you borrow 1 from the 3. So you get 2 here and 13 instead of 3. Now 3 minus 5 is 8. And you put a decimal just below your previous decimals. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So this is $0.80. Again, more math. Come on, I hate this. So we have, actually, let me do it on the other page. Insert. So we have 40 divided by 0.80. You can ignore the 0 from 80. The 0 doesn't count after decimal if you don't have any number after that 0. So this is same as 40 divided by 0.8. But 0.8, it means 8 over 10. Because you have one place after the decimal, so you put one place after 0. Sorry, you put 0, 1 0 on the decimal, on 1 0 on the denominator. And you do keep, change, flip. So you get 40 times 10 over 8. 8 goes to 40 5 times. So you get 50 from the multiplication. Oh man. This is negative 50. And then you do the same thing. Y minus y1, slope, x minus x1. So who can tell me y minus what? $300. Our slope is negative 50. X minus. For 300 ball, how much is the price? $2.50. And do the same thing. Y minus 300 is negative 50x. Negative and negative positive. 50 times 250. So 50 times 250. You don't have to do 250. You can do 2.5 times. So 550 is 250. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Then you have 2 times 0 is 0. And 5 times 3 is 10. 1250. And you put the decimal after one place because the decimal is here after one place. So here, this thing is 150, 125. And then you add the 300. So y equals negative 50x plus 425. I feel like something is wrong. Yeah, it's totally wrong. What did I do wrong? When the price of the ball is 250 per ball, the demand is 300 balls. Okay. if the price goes up by 80 cents. So 50, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 80 cents and 20 ball. Oh, they did the other way around. Calculator, where is my calculator? Calculator here. They did 0.80 divided by 40. But why is that? X is the quantity in demand. So X is independent variable. It should go in the denominator. And P of X is the demand. It's the dependent variable here. So it should go on the Y. Well, this is not wrong. This is also correct. But here, we just flipped our number. We thought the other way. Whatever way they are thinking, we thought this the other way around. So here, this is our X is the quantity. And this is our demand. But what they did, they're saying X is same, demand is here, X is the quantity. I think they're wrong because X is the quantity, right? X is the quantity. If X is the quantity, these are the quantity we have. And price is the demand. So this is the price we, oh man, now I see. This is the price. I forgot to put my price sign. That's why. This is the price Y and this is the demand X. This is the quantity X. So it's correct. You just have to switch them, flip them. Okay. Sorry about this. Sorry. Everything is correct. But here Y is 300 minus 260. And this is 250 minus 330. So negative 0.80 about 40. That gives us negative 0.02. So this is negative 0.02. And 300 looks better. So this is 300. No, sorry. This is 250. And this is 300. So negative 0.02 and 2% of 30. I'm too lazy. 300 times 0.02. 6. So when we add the 250, we get negative 0.02 and positive 8.50. But they don't want this format. They want P format or G format. P, which is price, equals this small p. Small p equals big P of X, which is negative 0.02X plus 8.50. This is the format they want. Who is lost? Go ahead. 3.3 because the price went up by 80 cents. So if one ball is currently cost $2.50 and you increase the price by 80 cents, now one ball costs how much money? You increase the price by 80 cents. So what's the new price? $3.30. Where? Here? This 40 is the quantity. When you increase the price by 80 cents, your demand is going down by 40 volts. So for $2.50, you're willing to buy 300 volts. Now the seller increased the price to $3.30, so you're buying 40 volts less. So how many volts you're buying? Initially, you are willing to buy 300 volts because the price was $2.50. But now they're saying, oh, no. I'm not going to sell my bulb $2.50. It's not $3.30. So how many bulbs you're going to buy today? 300 minus 40. Because your demand went down by 40 units. It doesn't matter which one you get negative either way. So either you switch that or you switch that. 40 divided by negative 0.8. No, it's 0.02. We have 40 and we are dividing by 0.8. 0.8 means it's 8 divided by 10. So you flip, you get 40 times 10 over 8. And what did I do? $40 divided by 0.8. Oh, 0.8 divided by 40. 0.8 divided by 40. So what did I do wrong here? Oh man, I wrote the same thing again. Come on. What's wrong with me? X is here, X. So 300 minus 260, which is 40. And we have 300 is for 250. 250 minus 330 is 0.80 with a negative. Yeah. My brain is not braining oil today. It needs rest. I have been teaching since morning. Okay, anyway, what do we have next? Market equilibrium. Before you go to the market equilibrium, any question? Thank you, Dimitri, for catching that. See, I said one thing, wrote another thing. It's one of my very good habits. Any question? So we know how to find demand function. We learned how to find supply function. And now we want to find the equilibrium. When they are equal, demand equals supply. So do this by yourself. Let me take attendance. They give you the demand function, they give you the supply function, they want the price at the equilibrium. Come on. Today is 10-10-10. Dominica here, Salahuddin absent, Arsla here, Maxine here, Zoe here, Jolene, I saw, yeah, I saw you somewhere. Prince was here, right? Hayden here, Ellen here, Asir absent, Skyly, you're back on your place. Alice here, Jasmina here, Alexandra here, Jennifer here, Jessie here, Jenny here, Afiz, Tarin here, Pedro here, Erika absent, Jawad here, Ruby here, Sayom here, Dimitri here, Siki here, Amin here, William out. Did you find an answer yet? Did you find the answer yet for this question? What's the answer? Come on. What's the answer? $8.04. The price at my equilibrium. Okay, let's see. What did you do? So negative 2x plus 72 equals 3x plus 27. And you set them equals because they both are equals to p. Okay. And then which one you moved? Subtract, or you can add the 2x. Okay, subtract 3x from both sides. Negative 5x, and also subtracting 72. So negative 5x equals, what is 72? Why did I 27? 72. How much is 72 minus 27? 42. 42. 72 and 27. So 12 becomes, 2 becomes 12, 7 becomes 6. 12 minus 7 is 5, 6 minus 4 is, 6 minus 2 is 4. So this is 45. And then divide by negative 5. So x equals 9. But what they're asking for? Find the price. So this is x and price the same thing? No, x is the quantity. Quantity. But we are looking for price. So how do you find price? Negative 2x plus 72. Or the other equation, it doesn't matter because it's market equilibrium. Both equations will give you the same thing. So negative 2 times 9 plus 72, which is negative 18 plus 72. So how much is the price? $54. Come on. Side by side. $54. It wasn't bad, right? Finally, we got something that looks nicer. Let's see what comes next. It's a calculator question. By the same scenario. Supply is this, demand is this. find the price. So go ahead, try that. Oh, Erika, you are here? I'm actually absent. When did you come? How come I didn't see you? Erika. And I was thinking, oh man, these are fast absent. I was thinking like, you're not here and this is your first absent. So let's see who has perfect attendance so far. Dominica, Maxine, Jaylene, Skyly was absent at the beginning. Alice, Jasmina, Jennifer, Jessie, Johnny. Wow, you have perfect attendance so far. Pedro, Erika, Jawad, Ruby, Dimitri, Siki. That's all. Perfect attendance. Okay, supply is this, demand is this. So what do we do? Volunteer. That equal to one another. So 3x squared plus 100 equals negative x squared plus 424. Sayom, you look so bored. Help me one.
First, subtract
100. Subtract 100. Anything else you want to do?
add x squared.
Good. X squared. So you have 4x squared equals 324. It goes to get the x alone. Divide by 4, divide by 4. So x squared is 81. Good. 3 goes to 32. Sorry, 4 goes to 32 8 times. So 4 and 32 goes 8. So we have 8 here. And then left it only 4. 4 goes to 4 once. So you get 81. Wonderful. And then? Square root.
Yeah.
9.
For the equation, so 3x squared plus 100.
3x squared plus 100. We don't need calculator. Oh. 243 plus 100. Good job. I'm impressed. $343. So probably they'll put this in the calculator with harder numbers, complicated numbers. Here you are working with real life scenario. So X is the number of quantity, number of items. Can you have negative items? No. So when you don't work with real life, you have to put plus minus. But here is a quantity, the real number. It has to be plus. Okay, next one. Supply, demand, market equilibrium. Here, supply this, supply that. And this time, supply and demand are not given directly as a function of P. So they're telling us supply is P minus 4x equals 267. And demand is P plus square root of x equals 600. But still you're looking for the same thing, market equilibrium. So what's your idea? minus 4x minus add 4x, add 4x. The P equals 4x plus 267. Square root of x, square root of x. The P equals 600 minus square root of x. Good. Now we have our P alone, so we know what do we have to set equal to one another. So 4x plus 267 equals 600 minus square root of x. That's our market equilibrium. Market equilibrium. And now without calculator, what is this? Your changes are saved. I couldn't even read. Let me save. So who has an idea? What do we do next? Subtract what? 267? Subtract 267. Okay. Anything else you want to do at the same time? Add the square root of x to both sides. So we have 4x plus square root of x. How much is 600 minus 267? 333. Oh, 333 is a good number. And then we are stuck, right? It looks like we are stuck. So what we're going to do, we are going to go to the calculator. Subtract 333 from both sides. We get 4x plus square root of x minus 33x equals 0. I believe it will be in the calculator portion. 333. So if it is in the calculator portion, your job is to find out how to solve this in a calculator. If you're using TI-89, your life is easy. You're going to put this in the calculator and ask the calculator to solve for x. And it will give you the x directly. However, if you're not using TI-89, you're using TI-84, then you have to find it manually. How you're going to find it? You're going to graph it and you're looking for the x-intercept. So I don't have either one of them. So I'm going to use Desmos. 4x what the hell? 4x and then what do I have? Minus or plus? Plus 4x plus square root. So SQRT square root of x and then minus, right? Minus 333. Okay. Minus 333. We don't see any graph. That's because we have to zoom out. So this is the graph. So if you use TI-84, once you graph, you have to zoom out to see the graph. A graph is crossing the x-axis through this point. So this is your number, 81. So your x is 81. So what we did, our graph was something like this, and this is 81. So your homework, you definitely do homework is find out how do you solve this equation or this type of equation in a calculator. That's the homework. Learn how to use calculator. Learn how to use your calculator. What's the direction? What did he say? Find both X and P. We found X. Are you done? Nope. We need to find the P. How do you find P? You take any one of them. It doesn't matter which ones. So 4 times 81 plus 267. 4 times 1 is 4. And this is 32. So how much is the price? $591. Let me check the answer. Yep, the answer is correct. So in your homework on 8.1.8, you have only 9 or 10 questions, I saw. And all of these are mostly easy questions. So start doing your homework. And you cannot finish it because there are many other things left. We have left to it. So in our next class, we are going to learn new topic and then we're going to do more examples. Try to bring your calculator in the next class. So if you need help, I'll try to help you with your calculator. And our next class is not Tuesday. It will be on Thursday. Okay? Tuesday is a Monday schedule, so go to your Monday classes. And Monday there is no school. Wednesday we have, except Monday, everything, every other day we have school. School. You have school. Only Monday is off. Monday is off, Tuesday is Monday, Wednesday is also Wednesday. So have a good weekend, everyone.
For that question we did. I just squared them. And then I
You
got
cannot square them.
Huh?
You cannot square them.
Where? He's so heavy. No, but I got 81 though.
How did you square
It's
them?
gonna be a decimal. It's not gonna be 81. I mean, it's gonna be like 80.6 something.
When you square, what did you do?
Okay, so when I squared, I got 110,889. 16x squared plus x. That's
No.
He's low-key dumb. Low-key dumb.
Why?
Let's go.
When you have error subtraction, you can never distribute your power.
I got 81 when I graphed it.
No,
I did.
you graph the correct one, but you didn't solve it correctly.
What? I got like 80.76. Let me round it as 81.
You graph the correct one, but you solved the wrong one.
Yo, he's
You
low-key.
solved the wrong way.
I'll just roll it.
Yeah, I have your name.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, this is like cold.
Stay safe.
Thank you.